So I just went to do a video. Well, no, I just finished a video. Oh, and it was so good. It was so good. I didn't actually watch it back, so who knows, but the actual words were so strong. And I believed them, and they were about what I did and who I was as a soul midwife. So I spent ages going on about why the world needed midwives, why evolution needed midwives, and the ability to hold space and be guides for us all to be the midwives that we are, the guides that we are, the wise people that we are. And right at the end, it was like, my name is Kirsty Ward, soul midwife. And it was just like a boom. And I said Kirsty Ward instead of Kirsty Dignam, my now married name. So big messages there that, yeah, there's still a bit of resistance with that union of physical midwifery and spiritual midwifery in my name, with my own resistance towards actually owning it and saying it. And that's cool. Because today when I was out walking the dogs, my wolfhound looked at me, and he normally has a muzzle. Not an awful muzzle, but almost like just like a little rope that goes around his mouth, so that he doesn't pull me, basically, because he's a strong dog. And I'm all for gentle tugging, but sometimes when he sees a deer, that's it, my arm's nearly ripped out of socket. And he looked at me today and he really didn't want it on. So I came to an agreement that I was okay with a bit of pulling, but not to yank me, and that we needed to work together. And we did, and it was great. And all the way through the walk, I kept hearing the word resistance. When I was at the top of the hill, when I could get a better vantage, viewpoint, a clearer perspective, there was the most incredible kestrel flying above me. And it was windy, really windy, hence the rocking the cave woman look. And this kestrel was coming down, going up, coming down, going up, and using the wind to get where he needed to be. He was using the resistance. He wasn't flying beneath it. He wasn't fighting it. He was almost waiting for it to collect, to push him forward at a rate that was comfortable for him. And it reminded me of the last few days where I've been really guided to physically step up in more ways than one, and my little naive brain wanted to believe it was just physical exercise, but I kind of knew that. But with the fibromyalgia, we are taught that you can burn yourself out, and that the moment you start to feel pain, really hold back. And that kind of goes against everything that I know as a midwife, and being aware of when to push through and when to hold back. So this morning when I was doing my exercises, and last night actually, really concentrating on my breath like you would with any change, with any birth, with any healing, just to really help with the exercises, I found myself in trance exercising, doing moves that I didn't believe I was capable of. Not ignoring the pain and the resistance that I was feeling, and not pushing through it to cause more damage, but actually using it as part of my training, using that resistance to grow and to strengthen. And it brings me back to that word resistance and our own perception of it. There's a saying, isn't there? What you persist resists. Surely that's for a reason. Surely that's because within that resistance there is growth. There is great endurance and training to be had if we use that for what it actually is, rather than what we assume it might mean. So for me, the word resistance is almost like digging the heels, not going anywhere in my mental mind. But on a soul level, for me, resistance is a beautiful thing, because it triggers things within me, which then demand my growth, which then demand me to look at them. And I'm really grateful for that, because I want to be the best that I can. I am in every moment, but I know that it's a continual birthing process. It's a continual cycle. I recognise that in everything around me. So if I feel resistance, I am so intrigued and curious. What will this bring about? But like any resistance, sometimes I need to go into it and experience it. for what it is for me. And that's where it brings me back to that word of resistance again. You know, the resistance today subconsciously to sharing that video and owning the fact that I am a soul midwife in my name, my energy, my presence, that's okay, because that I found that quite intriguing and knew that there was more to be discovered before I make that video. Maybe it's because I have cave woman hair and that's not ideal. Maybe it's because I didn't watch it back and actually it's blurry and confusing. It really doesn't matter. All that matters in that moment, what was needed was taken from it. And I learned from the resistance. I used it to strengthen myself, to make a video about resistance and how it can actually strengthen us. So I'm making a pact that from now on I'm personally going to call resistance contractions, because then they're more understandable to me. So that if somebody says, you've got resistance, I can say, yes, I have, and it really hurts, and I'm working with it, and I know it's for my greatest good, and I know I will get through it and push through it and do what I need to do to get there. So it's just that taking that moment to really see what words actually mean to us. Resistance for me is an incredible thing, provided we learn from it like any medicine. Will I do another video today? Kind of feels like that moment's gone at the moment, and that actually this was the original video that I was going to do from the beginning. So it's that full circle. So whatever you're resisting today, enjoy it, own it. You know, don't become it, use it to strengthen yourself, because it's a weight. It's a weight that can help you become who you're supposed to be. It's a contraction that will squash you, that will be uncomfortable. Ensure that you have the right environment to cope with that, whatever that may be. Seek help if you need it. Something I'm not always particularly good at, but actually do in the right moment. And just nurture this wonderful chance to feel all of this, to train and become strong. And become, I guess, the warriors, the luminous warriors that we actually are. And to birth that and embody it. So have a great day and just enjoy your resistance, because what a gift. Take it easy. Bye.